A well-known conservative influencer stated the following in 2020. Bernie wants a $15 an hour minimum wage. That would mean a gross salary of $31,200 for a 40-hour work week. But he wants to tax anyone making above $29,000 a year at 52%. That would make a gross salary of $14,976 or $288 a week. $288 divided by a 40-hour work week would be $7.20 an hour. Socialism sucks. He's using the old weasel trick of cascading a bunch of true statements after a false statement. It has the effect of making the entire set of statements appear to be true. Bernie doesn't want to tax people making $29,000 a year at a 52% rate. He wants to tax them at a 12% rate. So the bottom two-thirds of this person's statement of facts is complete crap. Here's how someone responded to his tweet. This making stuff up, or alternative facts, as blonde Goebbels number 4 would say, has become the mainstay of the New Reich. New Right. Their Lord and Savior, Comrade Bonespurs himself, made 30,573 false or misleading statements during his presidency. That's 21 a day for 4 years. This act of monumental douchebaggery will be difficult to top without relying on performance enhancement drugs or a massive special effects budget. On the bright side, 3% of what he said was true. So why does the right-hand side of the political spectrum fall so easily for these obvious lies? For example, as recently as 2016, 45% of Republicans believed the Affordable Health Care Act included panels of death. So gay people can't get married, but death panels are okay. 1 in 6 Trump voters, while looking at a picture of Trump's 2016 inauguration versus Obama's 2012 inauguration, insisted that Trump's crowd was bigger, when obviously it wasn't. Many of the positions of the right border on delusional. The left most certainly has reality issues, but the right seems to be winning the unreality race by a large margin. A team of scholars from the Harvard Kennedy School and the Northeastern University concluded at a February 2017 conference that misinformation is currently predominantly a pathology of the right. A BuzzFeed analysis found out that 3 main hyperconservative Facebook pages were roughly twice as likely as 3 leading ultra-liberal Facebook pages to publish fake or misleading information. Some of the more condescending liberals have suggested that a lack of education is to blame. As usual, they're wrong. College-educated Republicans are more likely to believe that Barack Obama was a Muslim and death panels were part of his healthcare system. 9 months after the release of Obama's long-form birth certificate, the percentage of Republicans who thought he was born in Kenya was actually higher than before the release. There seems to be a widespread suspicion of facts, not rumors, on the conservative side of the spectrum. The media can't be trusted, scientists can't be trusted, any knowledgeable person can't be trusted, so therefore facts themselves can't be trusted. While skepticism is always healthy when confronted with extraordinary phenomena, not believing anything quickly becomes a mental disorder that will be manipulated by psychopaths. This is what we're seeing in the everything I disagree with must be a communist plot these days. The left will believe anything that allows them to be outraged, whereas the right will believe anything that makes them angry. What isn't being stressed anymore is that facts can be proven. Facts consist of evidence, and you can verify facts. Nowadays, we hear something that supports our point of view and never think of verifying that statement. We've either become incredibly lazy or incredibly stupid. Whichever one it is, we're being manipulated by actors like Donald Trump, Kari Lake, Steve Bannon, Ted Cruz, Jim Jordan, and the Goebbels and Goebbelettes in the opinion business. And they're having the time of their lives leading us over a cliff. The more violent and ridiculous we become, the more eyeballs and advertising revenue the media attracts. The Foxstapo paid out $787.5 million just to avoid having to admit they're lying sociopaths on the air. They still face a $2.7 billion defamation lawsuit from Smartmatic. They'll settle out of court to avoid pulling back the curtains. Their annual revenue is roughly $14 billion. They probably put aside $2 or $3 billion every year as the cost of being sociopaths. They're at the forefront of this fact-free world we're now living in. Their existence was basically ushered in by Reagan killing the Fairness Doctrine. It needs to make a comeback. The Fairness Doctrine was put into place in 1949 to prevent NBC, ABC, or CBS from misusing their broadcast licenses to set a biased public agenda. Any attempt these days to reset the Fairness Doctrine has been killed by the Republican Party. This allows the right-wing lunatics like the Foxstapo to set a biased agenda and basically act like Joseph Goebbels did in Nazi Germany in the 1930s. We're seeing this in the marginalization of certain groups like gays or LGBTQ being presented as the enemy of the state and the enemy of the people. This is exactly what Goebbels did in the 1930s in Germany. All of this is now legal, whereas before the Fairness Doctrine was killed, it was illegal. If the Fairness Doctrine were to be reinstated, it would be the death of fake news. That would mean it would be the death of the right-wing news media. It would also mean the death of the alarmist left-wing news media. This needs to happen fairly quickly.